Hey, what is going on? My name is Fire and today I have some more Destiny 2, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Sunshot Handcannon. This is an exotic weapon that is extremely powerful when it comes to PVE. This is actually my first ever exotic weapon and my only exotic weapon as of yet. Now you can actually get this weapon through the story campaign. If you play enough, you get a mission on Nessus, which you talk to this guy and he gives you an option between 3 exotic weapons: the Graviton Lance, the Sunshot, and as well the Risk Runner. Now the Risk Runner and the Sunshot are very similar in the way they perform, but the Graviton Lance, from what I've heard, now I haven't personally used it, but it's supposed to be not that good out of the 3 of them. So overall, I'm going to run down the stats here of the Sunshot, and overall, is it worth it if you do actually get it out of an exotic engram? Or if you want to play through the story campaign, is it worth it out of all the 3 options? So the first ability you get here is called Sunburn. This is an extremely powerful ability that makes it so that the weapon shoots explosive rounds, which basically means so that you don't actually get really any range drop off, so this weapon can even be used at more of a longer range or longer distance. Along with that, it also does highlight enemies that take damage from this weapon, so if you shoot an enemy, you damage them, it will highlight them so you can see them more clearly and you can tell which enemy you've damaged. Now the second ability you get here is something called like Chambered Compressor. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, but basically this is a barrel that goes on the weapon that is basically sort of like a steady barrel kind of thing. It basically increases the stability and moderately controls the recoil and slightly decreases the handling speed, which basically means the weapon's a lot more easier to control and doesn't have too much recoil. Now the next ability you get in this weapon is called like Acquires Rounds or something. I'm not very good with pronouncing these names, but basically what this ability does is it basically just increases your overall range of the weapon, so it can be used at a bit more of a longer range. Now the next and most important ability in my opinion is called Sunblast. This makes it so whenever you kill an enemy, they explode in some sort of like weird sunbursting thingamabobbler. I'm not too sure what it's called, but basically they explode and do AoE damage to any enemies near them. Basically what this weapon is good for is taking out hordes of little enemies, such as like the little weird guys, I'm not too sure what they're called, or like the hellhound dog looking things. These guys die very fast, and any damage you've done to them, you can just put like 1 or 2 shots into the herd and they'll all explode and kill each other. It's absolutely amazing, and the animation to look at it is fucking beautiful. Now the final ability is called Textured Grip. The description of this reads: the friction on the weapon's grip is particularly strong, greatly increases handling speed and slightly decreases the stability. Now overall, with all them perks combined, especially the Sunburn and the Sunblast, these 2 abilities mixed together are absolutely amazing. This is the perfect weapon for taking out little hordes of mini enemies, and it can even be useful for taking out bosses. Not particularly to shoot at the boss, but if there's any smaller enemies around the boss, you can kill them. It'll help out your team get rid of all them little annoying guys, and if the boss is close to these guys, then it will also blow up and do AoE damage to the boss, which in turn helps you take down the boss faster. This weapon is amazing. Now, granted, it's not the best boss killing weapon, so if you're looking something for the raid or something, I'm not too sure how the raid actually goes. I haven't played it yet, but overall, this weapon's a lot of fun. It's very good when it comes to taking out them smaller enemies, and if you're someone that really hates smaller enemies that just creep up around you, like 20 million of them coming at you at once, get this weapon, put like 1 or 2 shots into them, they're done. It's absolutely amazing. Now the other weapon you do actually get as a choice through the campaign is a weapon called Risk Runner, which I haven't personally used yet, but I did get this weapon in the beta and I love this weapon so much. I just love the design of it, I love the feel of it, even though it does have somewhat of a high recoil, which the SMGs generally tend to do in this game. This weapon basically like lets off electric charges throughout the enemies. It kind of performs like Sunshot here, so if there's a load of enemies grouped up together, then it will absolutely just demolish them as well, which I guess both of these things kind of do the same thing. Honestly, I'm not too sure which one does it better because I haven't used Risk Runner, but from what I can tell you, Sunshot is an absolute blast and I definitely recommend it. Anyway guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to smack the like button down below and subscribe to some Call of Duty content, and yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.